PokeGirl7 here, and in today's video we're going to talk about the Generation 8 starter Pokemon. So recently the new Generation 8 games Pokémon Sword and Pokémon Shield were announced, and so far we don't really know that much. We know that it's going to be based in the Galar region, which is based off of the UK in real life, and we also know what the 3 starter Pokemon look like. First off, we have the grass type monkey Pokemon named Grookey, and then we have the fire type bunny Pokemon Scorbunny, and then we have the water type lizard Pokemon Sobble. As of now, these are the only Generation 8 Pokemon that we know of, and we don't even know what their evolutions are going to look like. We also don't know what their shinies are going to look like. So today's video is going to be kind of like a concept video. We're going to talk about what I think the evolutions are going to look like for all of these starters, and we're also going to talk about what I think their shinies should look like or what their shinies would look like. So it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. I can't wait. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's start off with a grass type Pokemon, Grookey. So as of now, Grookey is just a grass type, but a lot of times when starter Pokemon evolve, they get a secondary typing. So a lot of people have been speculating on what they think the secondary typing is going to be, but I personally think that it should be a grass fighting type, and it honestly makes a lot of sense too. So we've never had a grass fighting type starter before, so this would be the very first, which would make it very special, and I think it makes a lot of sense since this will most likely evolve into some sort of like gorilla type Pokemon, and I think for a gorilla fighting type would make the most sense. So this concept picture comes from Fake Mance on Instagram, and they're saying that the final evolution for Grookey is going to look like this, and its name is going to be Neanderilla, which honestly seems like something that the Pokemon Company would do, so I hope that this is spot on, because if so, this is an awesome evolution. I really hope that Grookey's final evolution ends up looking like this, and also that middle evolution is absolutely adorable. I don't think it has a name. I don't think the person who made this concept named it just yet, or I just haven't seen it, but honestly this would be so cool if this is what the evolutionary line looks like for Grookey. We also have another Grookey evolution concept. This one comes from Darkcore on Twitter. This one makes a lot of sense for the grass and fighting type, so I love this one a lot. I can't decide which one of the two concepts I've shown that I like more, because I really just want to get a grass and fighting type. I think it would be so cool. And then we have this last Grookey evolution concept. I think this is another grass and fighting type. Its name is Lisa Kong, I believe, which is super cool. I actually don't know the artist that came up with this. I'll try to find out and put it on the screen right here if I can find out while I'm editing this video. But whoever you are, you did an amazing job. This is probably my favorite one yet. I love how it has like the stick. I don't know what that's called, but I'm pretty sure that would be used for combat, for fighting, so this would make a lot of sense for the grass and fighting type. So yet another awesome one. I think everybody kind of has the same idea for me with the grass and fighting type. So now let's talk about what I think shiny Grookey might look like, and then what I personally think it should look like. So guys, I've drawn up a few concept pictures of the shiny starters, but do not make fun of me. I'm not the best at editing photos, but I really tried for this video. So Grookey is a bright green color with some orange and brown details, but I think that shiny Grookey might end up being more of a turquoise green color with some hunter green details and also some brown details. So guys, a lot of times in the past, grass type starters get like turquoise colored shinies. So this seems like what the Pokemon would probably do for the shiny Grookey, but this actually isn't the way that I think Grookey should look. So personally, I think that shiny Grookey should get this darker, more hunter green type of color with the yellow details. I think this works so well with a shiny grass type Pokemon, and we haven't really seen the green and yellow color combination for a shiny grass starter since like shiny Venusaur. So it's been a really long time, and I think this one works so well. I came up with a lot of different concepts, but the two that I've shown you are the two that I like the most. So like I said, either this darker hunter green or the turquoise are probably the two colors that shiny Grookey will end up being. They might throw us in with a surprise and give us something we've never seen before, but I think these two colors are the most likely for the shiny. So next up we have the Scorbunny evolutions. Now guys, we've had a fire and fighting type starter way too many times, so I really don't want Scorbunny's final evolution to be fire and fighting type. I really want it to be a fire and steel type. So I'm not a very good artist, and I couldn't draw up a concept of what I think this evolution should look like, but I tried to find some online, and I haven't seen any that were fire and steel, but I found one that would probably work as a fire and steel type. So this one is actually another concept from Darkcore on Twitter. I think this one was supposed to be a fire fighting type evolution for Scorbunny, but I think this would work as a fire and steel type. So basically what I think they should do is they should make the Scorbunny kind of look like this, but then have like steel details around it. Like you guys see like the lines around it and like the little strap on its nose and on its feet. That would be really cool if they were like made of steel. So we don't know if Scorbunny's final evolution is going to look anything like this, but if it did, I think it would definitely work as a fire steel type. I'll be honest guys, I want anything for Scorbunny other than fire and fighting. If anybody else is really tired of fire and fighting type starter Pokemon, let me know in the comments down below. So now let's talk about what I think shiny Scorbunny should look like. So I drew up a few different things and I came back to this one every single time because it's the only one that I really liked and it would make a lot of sense with this fire and steel typing that I was talking about. So guys, I would love it if Scorbunny had this like charcoal gray color on its ears in place of the orange. I think that would look so cool, and then we could have some like red and yellow details. It would kind of go back to the fire typing. I think this would be absolutely perfect. Now, shinies don't always make sense with the typing of the Pokemon. It's usually just random, but I think this would be so cool. Honestly, if this is what the shiny Scorbunny ends up looking like, I will definitely hunt for this one. And its final evolution would probably look sick, especially if its final evolution looks like the concept picture that we were just looking at. Imagine that one with this charcoal gray color. I think that would be so cool. And we've seen the charcoal gray color on shiny Fennekin before, which is another fire type starter, so we know that it would work out. Honestly, I think charcoal goes so cool with fire type Pokemon, kind of like shiny Charizard as well. I love it, so I really hope this is what the shiny ends up looking like. So next up is my starter of choice, Sobble. So I really think that Sobble's final evolution is going to be a water dragon type, or maybe a water electric type, since Sobble has like the yellow color on it. But honestly, it looks like it's going to end up being a water dragon type. That's what I'm hoping for. I've seen a lot of concept art of it, so let's look at this first concept art right here. This one comes from Daggerfish, and this one is beautiful. This is what they think that the final evolution for Sobble is going to look like. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense since Sobble is a lizard Pokemon. This looks like a lizard slash dragon, so this would be perfect. I also like the middle evolution for this one because it kind of starts losing that cuteness and it makes it a little bit easier to transition into this awesome final evolution. And next up we have a concept from AlienSphynx on DeviantArt. So I really like this one. They're saying that it's going to be a water and electric type, which would end up being really cool. And it seems like for this evolutionary line, it kind of keeps the cuteness a little bit more of the Sobble. So they all kind of have like the cuteness in their eyes, and then they keep more of the yellow color, especially in the final evolution. So this person is saying that the first evolution is going to be a water type, and then the final one is going to be water electric. I wouldn't doubt it if the Pokemon Company actually went with something like this. So a lot of people were speculating that Sobble might get a psychic typing as it evolves because it turns invisible in the trailer, but personally I think the reason it's going invisible is just because it's made of water and it has that ability. I don't really think that has anything to do with a secondary typing, but it would be really cool if we had like a water psychic starter. That would be really awesome. Or maybe even like a water ghost type. I don't think we've ever had a water ghost type. Have we? I don't think so. Oh, I forgot about Frillish and Jellicent, but doesn't everybody forget about those? So I had a lot of ideas for shiny Sobble, and I tried to narrow it down to like what the Pokemon Company has done in the past with water type starters. So I've noticed that water type starters pretty much always either have a turquoise blue color for their shinies or like a pink or purple color for their shinies. So I've drawn up two different shiny Sobble possibilities. The first one here is a pastel purple with yellow details. So this one kind of reminds me of the shiny Lapras color. I think that's one of the most beautiful shiny water type Pokemon, and it seems like shiny water types end up being purple pretty often, so this one would make a lot of sense. I would not doubt it if shiny Sobble ends up being purple. So the purple is what I really hope shiny Sobble looks like, but I kind of think they're going to go with a turquoise blue color for shiny Sobble. So here we have a turquoise Sobble with some purple details. This one makes a little bit more sense. It seems like they've leaned towards the turquoise color for water type shinies more often than the purple. The only purple water type starter Pokemon that I can think of was Mudkip. I think all the other purple water types weren't starter Pokemon, so they usually go with this turquoise for the water starters, which would be beautiful. Honestly, I think this is really cool. I had a lot of different ideas for shiny Sobble. It was hard for me to narrow it down to just like two. I also kind of thought maybe they would do like a darker blue for shiny Sobble, but personally I think it's going to be either the turquoise or the purple. So those are my Gen 8 starter evolution and shiny concepts, guys. We really have no way to know any of this until the games are actually released, but it's going to be a lot of fun to speculate until we find out more. I cannot wait for these games, guys. They're going to be so much fun. I'm so happy that they actually based their region off of the UK. I think it's going to be a big change from the Alola region. It's going to be a lot different, but a lot of fun, and I think the graphics look amazing. A lot of people were kind of saying that the graphics look really bad. because they use the same models as they use in Pokemon Sun and Moon. But the thing is, the 3DS couldn't handle the models from that game, so the Switch actually makes these models look like they should have in the first place. We're seeing these models at their fullest potential, so it's going to be really cool. We have a brand new engine with the Switch, so I can't wait, guys. It looks so good. I absolutely cannot wait for these games. And another thing I wanted to mention, yes, I am choosing Sobble as my starter as of now, but if we find out what these evolutions look like and Sobble's evolution is absolutely whack, maybe I'll change my mind. I don't know what the evolutions look like yet, guys. We can only kind of come up with concepts and ideas, but we don't know yet, so I guess we can't really choose our starters until we find out more. But as of now, I am Team Sobble. Let me know in the comments down below which team you are on for your starters for Gen 8. So I'm actually working on another video right now. It's going to be my top 10 hopes for Generation 8, and I really want to cover some Gen 8 stuff all the way up until the game is released. So let me know in the comments down below if that's something you're going to be interested in. But anyways, guys, I guess that's all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure you smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel to join my Gengar gang, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!